There's so many things I want to talk about. We're drinking coffee, but you do the tea ceremony.
Yes.
And we talked about that on a Twitter space. I didn't know how much there was to it.
Oh,
And then you're in the Japanese film and TV industry.
yeah.
Kimono.
I'm not wearing one today. I'm just
Okay.
wearing a Samue. I hope you don't mind.
Okay. What's it called?
This is a Samue.
Samue. Okay.
Samue is it's used by tea practitioners. It's used by temple monks. It's used by shokunin, so
Okay. Oh, yeah.
artisans. It's a top and bottom. It's pants sort of a thing, and you have ties instead of zips and all that.
Okay.
And the purpose of it, it's rather like jeans in the sense that just like denim, it's very thick and very versatile. So you can roll around at home on it. You can just go and build a house wearing this, and then you could also go to tea ceremony in the afternoon. So it's very versatile.
Nice. Well, I was saying the other day that I call everything that looks like a robe, I call it a kimono.
Oh yes, you did say that.
Yeah.
And you were right.
Because I thought I was wrong. I never discussed kimono because I'm like, oh, that's a hakama, that's a this, that's a that. I'm like,
it's all kimono.
It's all kimono. Okay.
It's all kimono. So the word kimono just means thing to wear. And what makes it different is the way that it's sewn. So, for example, you're wearing a shirt now. It's a Western shirt, and I will assume in the back you're not going to have any. You're not going to have a dart or anything like that, right? You don't have any lines in the back. It's one piece of fabric, right? Well, you notice all Japanese clothes. It comes into it's a matter of two halves put together.
Oh.
And so, for example, if you will look at the back of if you want to see the back of my Samue, it has a line right down the middle of it, right?
There's a seam, yeah.
The reason why you have seams, or the way seams are used in kimono, when you're making clothes in kimono, is that's the point where you create darts, where you can take in fabric or let it out. And also in a kimono, or I'm sorry, like kimono as you would understand it, or a yukata, or a samue, whatever it might be, that item is designed to be used by many people.
Oh.
So when you're a nice old guy and you have a nice kimono and you want to pass it down to your grandson, well, your grandson's going to be a different size than you are. So instead of cutting the fabric, you're going to have the original fabric length, and you're going to fold it in to match your width. And then when you give it to him, you're going to fold it back out to match his larger size. And then restitch it. And so kimonos are made in that way. So if I were to take this and get an alteration, they would use it as a kimono. So they would instead of cutting the material to make it longer or shorter, they would simply fold it and then restitch it. Oh. And that's the difference. That's the highest difference between the East and the West clothing.
Very different, yeah. And I just learned this last night, so I'm researching for a video on Japanese superstitions.
Oh, cool.
And there's so many, and some that surprised me, but the one thing I learned is that you're not supposed to hang your laundry at night. And I didn't know this because spirits can attach themselves to the clothing, especially during Obon.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yes, and it might be just during Obon. I got to research a little more, but you don't hang your clothes out at night, especially during Obon. And because Obon is when the spirits come back to visit, right?
Yes.
And since, like you were saying, the kimono is handed down from generation to generation, Grandpa might be attached to that kimono.
Yes.
And I don't know, can you hand wash or do you machine wash a kimono? How do you wash them?
It depends what it is. So something like this, which is it's quite sturdy, you just throw it in the wash as it is.
Okay.
You might hand wash something if it's silk. So silk is not the fat material that you can put it right into the washing machine. So yes, I think some more delicate fabrics you would have to hand wash. But yukata and things like that, you just throw it right in.
Hey, if you enjoyed that clip, you can watch the full podcast right up here, or you can see some more clips right about here.